right, it's morning. It's bright. It's sunny. It's going to be a beautiful day because it's also not too hot. So, what are we doing today? Well, I'm going to go check on these little guys. I've got eggs starting to hatch inside. Hatch day's not till tomorrow, but starting the day before is pretty normal. That's why you lock them down 3 days before they're due to hatch, so that if anyone's early, they don't shrink wrap. So they are starting to hatch. I potentially have a kitten going home today. Potentially, I don't know for sure. She's checking to see if she can make it out here today, or if it has to wait till the weekend. We have chickens. Some of you are getting evicted tomorrow. Some of you are getting pretty big. Yeah, some of you are getting pretty big. And then over here we have smaller ones. The smaller ones are not getting evicted. They're small. Small doesn't get evicted. But these bigger guys are getting evicted tomorrow. Some of them. Not all of them. But yes, some of them have to get kicked out. Because they're getting too big for the brooder. And it's nice out. So, in theory, with chicks, you have to keep them in the brooder for 6 weeks or until they feather out. But it's so nice out. And we're not getting frost overnight anymore. I know that sounds ridiculous to be happy about because it's June. But we've literally gotten snow in June before. Hello, ladies. Hello. Yeah. So, because there's not going to be any more snow and there's no frost, we can leave birds outside. Oh, there comes another lady. Another duck. They're all over the place. I don't know where the 3 young ones are. They're around. I saw them a few minutes ago. None of the young ones are out here right now. Probably because it's a beautiful day and everyone wants to enjoy the weather. So we can put chicks out a little earlier than we might otherwise put them out because it's nice out. So, which is good because it's good for them. I really do believe that outside in the sun and the fresh air is the best place for these animals. So, what did I trip on? A stick. So what I don't want to do is keep them locked up longer than I have to. It's just, better for their health. Oh, here's the 3 younger ducks. We have the 3 younger ducks here. We've got some of the younger chickens there. Not all of them, but some of them. I think we have 5 younger chickens there. Yeah, 5 younger chickens. That's good. They're all looking good. They do all look good. So we got a couple of eggs here, which is good. This one's just been laid because it's really warm. This one's not just been laid. And look at little one. Not even. Little one is digging there in the dirt. She's not even broody right now. Points to little one. Points to little one for not being broody. But it's so nice out. I think I'm going to spend some time outside. I spend time outside every day, but it's pizza night. So we're going to be making pizza. I think we're probably going to eat outside. It's so nice. It's so nice out, and frankly, our nice days are very limited because it's either scorching hot, freakishly cold, or snowing or raining. We don't get a lot of beautiful weather. So, no. And no. Okay. But we don't get a lot of beautiful weather. So when we do get beautiful weather, we have got to take advantage of it. We have a pregnant lady right there. She's pregnant. Why are you constantly rolling in goo? You are... Silverado is a guy who rolls in goo. All right, let's take a look at these little squigs. Oh my goodness, look at how chunky they are. Look at how chunky these, look at that. Look at how fat they are. So we have a lot of dilutes. Any solid blues? Yeah, we got solid blues. We got solid blacks, which is nice. This is a chestnut agouti. That's a chestnut agouti. Oh man, they're looking good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, everyone's looking pretty good. That's good. Let's I like these guys. Look at these guys. So you always want to check, don't popcorn out. You always just want to check. She doesn't have as many, but you want to check and make sure nobody's dead. Right? Like, especially if somebody died, you don't want to leave their body in there. So you just want to make sure everyone's alive. These ones are all brown based. Look at this one. I think this one's white. Wow. We got lilac otters. That's really cool. I like lilac. Lilac's a really nice color. Lilac is a great color. There's Mr. Rolls and Goo. Yeah, don't ask. So I had to clean his face off the other day because he had like schmutz all over his face. He rolls and goo. Why are you burying netting, Bonnie? Who thought that's a good idea? Bonnie's burying netting in a hole. Whatever. Fine. These two used to argue. Now they're pretty good friends. So, and Falcon is, of course, around the corner. Falcon is a good boy. He's getting kind of elderly now. So I should warn everyone, he's getting old. Falcon is our oldest rabbit. Okay? So if one day we come out and you don't see Falcon anymore, it's because he's actually getting freaking old. Okay? He's a wonderful rabbit. And we wouldn't trade him for the world. But he's old. Okay? He's old. So we're kind of just taking care of him, letting him. He comes out to free range with Rowan. It's really cute. But he's an old guy. He's a very old guy. Here is little Patches having a good old time. Patches, and over there's Renee. Renee and company are not ready to go home. Patches and Smokey are ready to go, pretty much. But the other ones are not, because you got to remember they're younger, so they're not ready to go for like another 2 weeks. So they're kind of in 2-week groups, basically. So it's right now is get my dill wet, but right now it's the 3 older kittens are ready, and then 2 more weeks it'll be the 3 mediums, and then 2 weeks after that the 4 youngers, and then 2 weeks after that Wildfire's duo. So that's just the way it is, right? You have to wait for them to get old enough. So I've had people asking about the orange kitten, and I'm having to tell everyone she can't go yet. She simply can't go yet. So it'd be nice if it would rain, man. My squash is so hungry for water here. And the peppers seem to be doing good. There we go. It's not a hot day, so a little bit of water will do everyone good. They don't need a ton. Switching hands because that arm gets sore. But pretty much today I'm looking at Gwen. This is Gwen. Don't touch those plants. Oh, get out of my plants. Sometimes you gotta make the cat get out of the plants. Because those are good plants. I don't want them to die. Hi, guys! Yeah, hi! Hi, my kittens! Oh, man, this baby Bowser. She's always ready. Oh, man, these guys are cute. Oh, man. You guys are so affectionate. Yeah. Those two are trying to murder each other. But, you know, that happens. And there's a calico having a snack. So that's good. I know. You guys are so cute. There you go. They are doing so well. You're a little bit stuck. There you go. This is the one that was really hissy. This is the one that was hissing at me. He's not hissing anymore. Well, he loves neck rubs. He folds right into your hand when you rub his neck. And those two are doing stuff, and right there is Peaches. So it's possible one kitten is going home today. We're going to wait and see. I don't know. She's figuring out if she can come get her. It's hard sometimes for people to figure out, oh, I forgot my watering can. But sometimes it's hard for people to figure out when they want to pick things up. I'm always available, so because I don't leave. With the sole exception, like, I really don't go anywhere. If I'm not at a doctor appointment, I'm home. With the sole exception of one day this entire month, and then Friday afternoons when I'm live streaming, I'm available. I'm available all the time. So, people don't have trouble. What are you? She found a bug. The two of them are under there and they're catching bugs. Good for them. They'll turn into good hunters. Hunting bugs is the first step, Patches. Hunting bugs is the very first step. Yeah. Hunting bugs is the first step. You go do the bug hunting, and then you can do all the other hunting. They're going to be excellent mousers. But their parents are excellent mousers. So yeah, we're making pizza and hanging out outside today, I think is the plan. So, it's not an exciting day. Like I've said before, I'm the most boring hobby farmer on the planet. Jake's here. The animals are way more exciting than me. They have lives. I do not. But, yeah, it's Thursday, so pizza night. I am going to clean one of the small chicken pens, just because if you clean them regularly, then nothing builds up and you don't have to be completely disgusted. If you just handle things as they come, right? Handle things as they come and you're probably okay. Anyway, I am going to head inside. We have DK as well, and Wildfire is over there somewhere. Wildfire is by the step. But DK's here hanging out. Anyway, we are going to head inside and decide what kind of pizza we want tonight. I don't know. I have to think about it. All right, it's evening. Pizza dough is rising. I am going to... There's Patches. I'm going to make a pizza shortly. Hi, buddy. I'm going to make a pizza shortly. But today we kind of did a lot of nothing, really. Because, well, I was actually batch filming. But I really didn't do anything worth filming. Not a ton, anyway. So I just didn't bother. Because why bother filming for no reason? So, I just didn't bother. But, what we did do is a kitten went home. Smokey. Smokey left a little while ago to go to his new home. And we love Smokey, but he was always going to go to a new home. Hi, Shadowfax. He was always going to go to a new home. Always. So, it's just the way it is, right? It's just the way it is. Sometimes you love a kitten, but you let him go. Hello. You love a kitten, but you let him go. Right? So I'm going to miss Smokey. And over the next month, you're going to see that happen, where more and more you will see, just packing down some of this mud, but more and more you are going to see one kitten at a time disappear until we don't have anybody left. So, Smokey is gone. We will love Smokey forever, but he has a great new home where he's going to be an excellent mouser. Now, lots of birds in here, including the young ducks. But Harwin just came out of the shed. Harwin's a bad, bad goat. She's a bad, bad goat. There's an egg in that corner now. Hi, sweetie. Hi, baby. I know. But it makes me sad when they go to a new home. But at the same time, it's a good thing. Like, it's a good thing. It just makes me sad. Because I always miss them. And that's always how I react. I often have people ask, well, how do you give them up? And honestly, it's not easy. Man, look at these little squigs. Look at these little squigs. Oh, look at the squigs. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys are good. But I get asked quite a bit, how do you deal with giving them up? And honestly, I get sad. Oh, you guys are huge. No wonder she didn't have as many. Like, look at how big these guys are. They're huge. These guys are huge. Okay? So, no wonder. No wonder she didn't have as many as Deli. They're huge. Hi, bud. Everyone else is doing excellent. Boys are doing great. But I am going to miss Smokey. You always feel sad. If there isn't some level of sadness when you let someone go, when they go to their new homes, whether it's a puppy, a kitten, a bunny, whatever, if there isn't some level of sadness, then you didn't love them. But there's also happiness and satisfaction. All those emotions can exist at the same time. And in the case of our guys, I love them to pieces. And then I let them go to homes where they are going to be well loved and they will serve a purpose and they will basically be fantastic little guys. And he's going to have a good home. He went to a young man who desperately needs a mouser, but didn't want a feral kitten. Because now I know it's not true for everybody, but here, because our shelters mostly do not allow the adoption of outdoor cats. It's very rare to find a shelter that will. It is quite common that when you adopt a mouser, when you adopt a mouser, it tends to happen that mouser can be a little bit feral. Right? So, they didn't want that. Which I completely get. I mean, I wouldn't want that either. I've been raising cats for 30 years. And I do not want a feral one either. I mean, I get it, right? Like, I get it. So, someone asked me, how do you even find homes for your kittens? That's how. Honestly. That's how. That's literally it. Because we have good-natured kittens. Good-natured kittens who also turn out to be excellent mousers. Because I will say, so this is one of Gwen's kittens. You cannot say that Gwen's not a good mouser. She is a fantastic mouser. And that has bred true in her children because we have both Bowser and Wildfire, both Gwen's kids. And they're fantastic mousers. You'd be hard-pressed to find a cat better than Gwen at mousing, except for maybe Bowser. They are fantastic. So, people adopting my kittens typically would like a mouser. Yes, some of them go strictly pet homes. because someone wants a really cute kitten and they see my kittens and they're like, oh my god, they're adorable. They are. But the majority of them are mousers. The majority of them will... Hi, sweetie. The majority of them will be mousers because that's just the way... Hi. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, we're being king of the world in here. Yes, we are, honey bears. Yes, we are. So from Gwen's litter, we still have Peaches, and I'm not sure I'm giving her up. That's her. Peaches. I'm not sure I'm giving Peaches up. And we have Patches. That's from Gwen's litter. Are still here, and Patches will go to his home in not too long. Patches is currently killing a bug. That's what I'm saying. These guys are pretty darn good at mousing. So that's what's going on here today. That's why I didn't film too much. I mean, most people coming to pick up their animals don't also want to be filmed. So, but it was time for Smokey to go. He needs to move on and get on with his life. Doesn't mean we won't miss him. We will miss him every minute of every day. That is, I mean, okay, but okay, that's fun to play with. That's just a plastic tube, but yay on you. Yay on you. Good job. Yeah, good job. There's Renee. They're all having a good time. So, but it's always sad. So, if it seems like I'm sad, that's why. Because I love every kitten we've ever had. So, it's not that I'm not also happy. I am happy. I am glad. He has got a wonderful home with people who are going to love him and value him. And that's exactly what you hope for. Right? You want... When you do what I do sometimes and you raise animals and you rehome them, sometimes you worry a little bit. And I'm really careful when I'm rehoming. If I don't feel right about somebody, if I don't feel right, I don't let them have an animal. If it feels weird, if I'm talking to someone and it's like, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Then I don't let them have one of my animals. I simply say no. I have no problem saying no. I am not desperate. Somebody once asked me, what happens if you get stuck with all your rabbits? Then I get stuck with all my rabbits. Oh well. Then I have lots of rabbits. I will not rehome even a rabbit or a chicken to a home that I don't feel comfortable with. So, if I get a weird vibe, I simply say no. And I am allowed to say no. Until I sell them, they're mine. And I get to say no. And have I? A couple of times. Most of the people, especially because a lot of the people who adopt my animals follow me on YouTube or on Facebook, a lot of the people already know darn well that I won't rehome if I'm not comfortable. And most people know if they would make people uncomfortable. Okay? Most people know. Let's be honest. Most people know if you were going to go get a puppy somewhere and you were honest with the person, if that person would be weirded out and not want to give you the puppy, right? You know, if you're one of those people and you're pretty sure I'd say no, you already know. So most of the time, what happens is somebody who figures I'm going to turn them down either doesn't ask or they back out real fast as soon as I ask a couple of questions. Especially with puppies, you know, you'll ask a question sometimes like, tell me about your property. Remember, I raise livestock guardians. These are livestock guardian dogs. are not meant to be locked in an apartment. These are working dogs. So I'll ask, tell me about your property. Usually they'll suddenly ghost me. Like, didn't realize she was going to ask. Yeah, I ask. I ask unless, now, sometimes I don't have to. So sometimes what happens is I've had people find me on social media who also have social media. So then you can just go check, right? You just could take a look. You just go, yeah, actually. Yeah, right? So that makes it really easy. And in fact, I would say probably like 35-40% of the people I rehome have some kind of social media presence. And so sometimes it's a YouTube channel. And then that's really easy because they've taken videos of their place. And it's like, let's take a look. That's really easy. And I mean, people post things like YouTube videos so that people will look at them. So there you go. And then usually what I'll do is then I'll subscribe to them. Because that's fair, right? So most of the people, if they have social media and they've adopted a rabbit or a kitten or a puppy or a bunch of chicks, and I know they have social media, I subscribe. Because that makes me feel better. Then we can all subscribe to each other and all keep up to date on all the animals we want to keep up to date on. Now, it's important if you're doing that you're not demanding perfection and you're not demanding everyone do things exactly the way you would do it, right? So you may have people who have different training methods for their livestock guardian dogs, who have different housing accommodations for their cats, who have who don't free range their chickens, they coop their chickens. That's okay. Or who raise their rabbits in hutches instead of colony style. That doesn't necessarily mean you say, no, I'm not adopting to you, just because they do things differently than you do. There's a difference between doing something differently and doing something that's outright not in the best interest of the animals. Okay, so some people free range chickens, some people don't. Both can be a perfectly viable solution to a problem. If you have a lot of predators and don't have the setup or the ability to have a livestock guardian dog, then you're probably not going to want to free range all the time. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have chickens. It just means your situation is different than mine. So sometimes when people are adopting out animals, they expect everything to be like for like. The way I do it is the way you have to do it. And that's not fair because everyone's situation is a little bit different. So that's one of the reasons why I take a look, but I look with an unbiased eye. Now, I don't do visits. That's rude. I find that incredibly rude. Like when rescues and that want to come to your home and comb through your entire home, I find that pretty rude. Like, but if you put your stuff on social media, I can take a look because you put it on social media. I especially like watching YouTube channels of people local to me. That's a lot of fun for me. Even outside of this person's adopting a rabbit or whatever, I really like seeing... Well, stop! One of the chicks was really bugging one of the ducks, so the duck yanked out a feather. Oh, that's your fault. Just don't bug her. She's finding you irritating. He's hiding now. He's like, I'm gonna go over here behind the turkey. But it's not like I ask for site visits. I wouldn't do that. But I don't mind asking a couple of questions, and I don't mind answering questions. In fact, I like a buyer who asks questions. Gives us a chance to have a dialogue and talk about what's best for that animal from different perspectives. You know, approach it without bias if you can. I know that's hard. But if you can approach something without bias, it allows you to see a different way of doing things, and it's important to acknowledge your way is not the only right way. Right? There's lots of right ways to raise animals, especially our sweethearts. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside, worry about pizza, and then get settled in for the night. And we have some chicks hatching. Just a couple have hatched so far, I think, but I think more are on the way. Tomorrow's hatch day, but we'll take a peek anyway. And then we will peek in at the puppies, who, by the way, have brand new accessories. We'll take a look after we make pizza. There. All right, pizza time. I've already spread my dough, and I'm going to put a bunch of sauce on here. Yeah. I really like this sauce. This is our homemade sauce that we make. The recipe is somewhere on the channel. I don't know. We made a video about it. I just don't remember where it is. I don't remember what playlist I put it in. It's somewhere. It's roasted tomato pizza sauce. And it's very good. And I want to make it kind of spicy. Oh, here's a nice hot salt. These are spicy salts. And I like using them to make things spicy. I've never met a level of spice I don't like. And for people who think I am being facetious, no. I like peppers a lot. Where is the cheese? Oh, it's way back there. Okay. I'm a little later than everyone else to making my pizza, but I really like spicy things, like really spicy. I don't like ghost peppers, not because they're spicy. I like the spice level. I don't like the taste. But I do like Reapers. Reapers are so good. Pro tip, if you have Reaper peppers and you want to roast them, because I like roasting them and powdering them, because then I can mix them with salt, make my own really hot salt. But if you're going to roast Reapers, do it outside. The one thing that happens when you're roasting peppers is you release a lot of the spiciness into the air. And Reapers are really spicy. I love them, but let's acknowledge that they're quite spicy. And if you do it in your house, your eyes are going to burn, which I don't necessarily mind. Because, oddly enough, I like that sensation. So I've had like jalapeno pepper and habanero pepper in my eye. I had ghost pepper in my eye once. I don't like ghost peppers though, but I've eaten them. But I don't really mind the burning, but I acknowledge that that's odd and that most people do indeed mind the burning. So, yeah, watch it. If you're going to roast ghost peppers or Reapers, you definitely want to do it outside. Do it on your barbecue. Just do it on your barbecue. It's just easier. That's what I usually do at the end of the season. I roast them really on a low temp. That's good. This is roasted chicken. And it's roasted in sriracha seasoning, which is really good. Nice and spicy. I like spicy. Also, red pepper flakes. So, you want to know how to make your own red pepper flakes? And by red pepper flakes, I mean it's the seed and the red peppers. You take a hot chili pepper. These are not bell peppers, okay? Bell peppers are not spicy. But you take hot chili peppers and you remove the top. So you remove the stem and you leave the seed and everything and let it dry. Okay, so you leave the entire pod and the seed and everything intact and you let it dry. And then you just chop it up in a blender. Not for very long, because you only need until it looks like red pepper flakes. And then you have the seed and the membrane and the pepper, and it's really good. So, I'm just going to put that on. So, yeah, you can make your own red pepper flakes. I do that. And then you can put them in things. Or you can just dehydrate the pepper. Right? You can just let it dehydrate, which is like dehydrated whole with the stem intact. And then when you're cooking, you can then take the whole pepper and put it in your stir fries and stuff, and then just pull the pepper out after you're done because you don't want to bite into the pepper, but it'll really give a nice heat to your dish. I do that all the time. I have a jar full of peppers that we grew last year. I'm hoping we grow some more this year. Yeah, they're growing. And I still need to get a few Reaper plants because I don't have enough. That's okay. The nursery near us has Reaper plants. I'm not going to get ghost pepper again. I don't know. I like habaneros. Habanero is probably my favorite pepper. It's probably my ultimate favorite. Because, yes, it's spicy. It's not as spicy. Like, I like to spice it up with, like, a Reaper or something, or Serrano. But I like the taste of the habanero. And if you don't know that the peppers all taste different, what you might just be doing is feeling the heat and not necessarily tasting the taste. But each of the peppers does taste different. Like, I'm not a fan of jalapenos. Not because they're not hot. Well, they're not really. But I know they are to some people. But I don't like the taste of jalapenos. I like the taste of habaneros. I like the taste of Reapers. I don't like bell peppers that much, probably because they have no heat. So when I say I like peppers, people are always like, oh, red peppers or green peppers. No. Hot peppers. I like hot chilies, things like that. I don't like bell peppers, and I think it's simply because there's no heat to them, right? Some of them are slightly sweet, and I would rather have, I don't mind sweet, but if it's going to be sweet, it's got to have some heat. Anyway, I'm going to let that pizza cook. While we're waiting for that to cook, let's go check on the chicks that are hatching and the puppies that have new glam. Let's go look. All right. Well, we've got some action happening in here. We've got some chicks hatched. I think I see action on one duck egg, not the other. Hard to tell. But, yeah, it's hard to tell. One duck egg was 100% moving when I put it in. One duck egg was. And the other one, remember these duck eggs? They came from under the barn. So I really don't know if they're going to make it. But one was 100% moving. The other one, I think it was moving. It was hard to tell. They were under the barn with the ducks, and most of those eggs were rotting because the ducks suck. So we took the eggs away, and the ones that I think might be viable, we kept, and we put in here. There's only 2 in here. Okay, one for sure was moving. The other one maybe. I don't know if either one of them are going to make it. I don't know how long they were cold for. Right? So we have a couple other silky eggs pipped. Hatch days until tomorrow. But everyone's doing okay. Back there are the chicks. Up here are some eggs. This is not a silky egg right here. This one in the front. This egg in the front is a layer egg. That's okay. And baby chicken. He's resting because he just hatched. Anyway, we will keep an eye on these guys. And hopefully by Saturday morning, this is Thursday night, hopefully by Saturday morning, everyone is hatched and on their feet. That would be ideal. Let's go check out the puppies. Notice the bling? Look at their fancy collars. They are, how old are they today? 15 days old. I thought it was time to get some fancy dancy collars. Everyone is fancy dancy and wearing collars. Everyone's fine. This one's collar needs to be tightened a little bit because, like, it slips over her entire head. But she's fine. I'd rather they slip off the head than they get tangled in them. Or they can't get them off. So, everyone's doing really well. We still have all 8 little babies. We have 3 girls, 5 boys. So 2 of the girls are here. Lilac collar and pink. And then this one is a girl in the purple collar. Everyone else, the lime green, the blue, the dark green, the red, and the sky blue. Are you sky blue? What color did I put on you? Yeah, sky blue. Or teal. I can't remember. Oh, Tequila's coming in. Tequila's coming in. She just opened the door. They're also using their puppy pads to the best of their ability. They're 15 days old. Okay, we can't expect them to be perfect at this. They are babies. Okay, they are tiny little baby dogs. So I don't expect them to be very good at using their puppy pads. But look at how good they are. They're trying. They're doing their very best. So they're trying their best to use their puppy pads, and they're looking really good in their collars. And I can't believe how much they've grown up. And yes, they're huge. They're huge, I know. But you got to remember their dad is 155 pounds. These were never going to be small puppies. They're big ones. So we are going to go get my pizza. But I thought we would take a very cute look at these guys. Look at how fancy they are. We're going to see if they want to go play outside on the weekend. That could be fun. They're sweet as pie. Look at these little puppies. Look at these little puppies. Are you falling? Are you falling? Yeah. Tequila's in the way. I can't see squat. Tequila's in the way. They're trying. They're doing their very best, right? They're growing up as much as they can. But they're very little. So you can't help it if they have problems. Right? They're everyone wants to go in a different direction. So it's like, what is happening here? We're all going in the wrong direction. But they're trying so hard. And they're such good puppies. And we love them to death. Look at these little ones. They're just perfect. I cannot help how much I love these little guys. They're just perfect. Look at how cute they are. Anyway, we really should go get my pizza. Yeah. Yeah, you guys. You're so cute. You guys are so cute. Yeah. I'm fascinated by these little guys. They're little polar bears. Yeah, gonna bark. They're also little barkers. They like to bark. And you know, walking is tough when you have little legs. They're figuring it out. They're learning. They're doing stuff. They're working on it. Right? They're trying. They're so cute. But working on it's hard. You know, working on it's hard. Aw. Good puppies. See, they're trying so hard to be good. But they're babies. You can't expect too much from tiny little 15-day-old babies. Right? You can't really. You can't really. Yeah. Alright. We are gonna go. Well, you're mostly on the pad. Good enough. It's close. So we are gonna go and grab my pizza and have something to eat. And see, he's pooping on the thing. He's trying. He's making a mess. He can't help it. He's trying. He did really good. He missed a little bit, but he's trying. And now he's barking because he's a cutie. Anyway, we are going to go. See, he tried. He's just a baby. We are going to go get my pizza now and quit bugging these little guys. Walking's hard when you're a baby. Okay? Walking's hard. Let's go get my pizza. Pizza's done! We're very excited about that. So I'm using just my slicer here. And it's going to be nice and spicy. I'm excited. I like spicy. Not everybody. I'm really the only one in my house who likes spicy. That's why I like Thai food, because I can get them to make it pretty spicy. Which is good. Because they can make it nice and hot. Though it can be hard at an actual Thai restaurant to convince the wait staff that I like it as hot as I like it. It can be hard. But I like Thai food. I like Indian cuisine. It's all so good. Anyway, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to go eat it. And with that, it's getting dark outside. It actually is dark outside. So we're going to call it a day. I didn't really film a whole lot because I spent the whole day kind of being sad that a kitten was leaving. But I'm also happy for him. He will have a wonderful life. We'll see you tomorrow.